Welcome back, everybody. Today we're testing out more armor. This time it's a new one from RTS Tactical, and this is their Hero Level 3 Alpha 100% American-made concealable armor system. I'm 6 feet tall, about 195 pounds for anybody just trying to get a size reference, and this is a size medium. Now they say it's concealable. We'll test that out here in a second, throw a sweatshirt on and see kind of how that looks. But with that, before we start shooting it up and killing it, which we definitely will, we'll go over the details of the carrier, the armor, those sorts of things, and then start shooting it. As far as the concealability part, you guys can judge for yourself, but again, extra large hoodie on over it, normal size that I would normally wear, and of course we still have the armor under there. One thing I should point out though, is that with any soft body armor right now, it's more rigid than it would be if I wore it for like a week or two. It'll start to soften up and actually hug a little bit tighter to my body. But really, I don't think anybody would blink an eye or think you had armor, look at you funny, anything like that if you were walking around with this combo. Like most soft body armor carriers, there's multiple points of adjustment. This one actually has an extra sort of security piece that we'll talk about here in just a second. But of course, these straps on the shoulders could be adjusted both in the front here as well as on the back. They're also flexible, so comfortable in that regard. Same thing here on the front. Of course, we can adjust these anywhere. You guys saw, again, how medium fits someone my size. Speaking of sizes, they make small through double extra large. And in terms of weight, obviously it's going to depend on the size. So with this particular material in there, it's 1.42 pounds for every square foot. So again, it's just going to depend on the size. But in terms of just overall feel, it definitely feels lightweight. And for all-American made Kevlar, it's one of the lighter ones out there. That said, there are lighter materials, but hey, that's what they chose to go with, and it's certainly not heavy by any means. Both on the front and the back of the carrier, you have the ability to drop in a hard armor plate if you want to. I don't know this for a fact off the top of my head, but it feels like it's a 10 by 12 plate. If I am incorrect, I will annotate that. And then looking underneath, we have our breathable mesh here. This is also antibacterial, but you can wash it if you choose to do so. The actual panels go all the way out to the edges that you guys can see here, and you can remove them very easily. Has all the ratings on there, of course, made in USA, and of course it is NIJ Level 3A certified. So that certainly is something that a lot of departments look for. A lot of armor out there will meet the NIJ standard, but hasn't been sent to the actual lab for the testing. These have, and if anybody is new here, if you don't know, to get a particular product tested through the NIJ is about $25,000 to $35,000, so it's not a cheap cost to do so. One thing I alluded to it earlier that these have, or rather this carrier has, that a lot of other ones don't, is this internal strap. So what this helps you do is when you're wearing it, it kind of cinches the back end a little bit tighter than it would with just this strap. Is it a huge difference? No. Is it a little bit of a difference? Yes. So it's certainly a good thing to have. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. And then of course here on the back, it sort of mirrors what you have going on up front with that pocket that you could drop a hard armor plate in if you choose to. And it is sewn all the way around. I should show you that. It is a separate pocket. So if you dropped a plate in there, it's not going to be floating around in space. It is actually a specific size to it. So it's not going to be moving around on you if you do so. Before we actually start shooting the armor, here's a message from today's sponsor that I think you guys will enjoy.
Do you feel like you just can't shoot it like you used to? You may be suffering from projectile dysfunction. Introducing LTT Advanced Shooter Care. LTT Advanced Shooter Care puts confidence back in your trigger finger. When using an LTT custom firearm, you may experience smoother trigger pulls, extreme accuracy, and increased confidence. If extreme shootability lasts for more than 4 hours, don't call a doctor. That's totally normal. Enjoy it. Experience LTT Advanced Shooter Care, and don't let projectile dysfunction control your range time.
We've got the best down range at about 12 feet-ish, and we have a Smith & Wesson J-frame here with some Spear Gold Dot 38 Special Plus P. So we're gonna start small and sort of work our way up and see how it does. As you guys already saw, we center punched it right there. Looking at the backside, it moved a little bit for sure, but you can still see probably that bullet right there. If I come in close, you guys can probably see it as well. So definitely did not go through. Next up, we have some 115 grain Minuteman munitions, full metal jacket. So 115 grains going fast out of my 19 MOS, and we'll put a couple on there. You probably noticed it from the slow-mo with those two shots, but we do have a box with some dirt in there to try to replicate what would happen if it was actually impacting on your chest. Redneck science, I know, but it's certainly better than nothing. And it was definitely kicking some dirt up there with those shots. But it's probably got about 30 pounds of dirt in there, so it's not insignificant. And then, of course, we had our impact there and there, and obviously no pass-through. And I can still feel the bullets in there. So we'll keep going. For folks that don't know, the level 3 alpha rating basically means that it'll stop all pistol rounds up to and including 44 Magnum and 357 Magnum. Now, we don't have 44 Magnum or 357 Magnum out here today, but we do have some super hot 10mm, which is pretty darn close. This right here is 165 grain going at about 1,350, 1,360 feet per second out of the 4.6-inch barrel here on my M&P. So it's gonna be thumping it. Not sure if it was noticeable with the slow-mo, but it definitely hit a good bit harder there. The actual armor now is kind of bent out, as you can see, and the 9mm definitely wasn't doing that. So, as you also can see, there's no pass-throughs at all, but it definitely pushed it, and it definitely might break a rib or two, but you'd be just fine. Broken rib's a whole lot better than a hole. One of the beauties of Kevlar body armor is that it's multi-hit rated. Obviously, we've hit it multiple times at this point, but we're gonna hit it 30 more times here with some more 115 grain Minuteman munitions on full auto coming out of our MP5 clone. This is an AP5 with an 8-inch barrel, so it's got some velocity for sure. Not sure what happened with that malfunction. Either way, it didn't like that round. We kept going. So 29 rounds went into it. The vast majority right in this area. First probably 15, I was just holding center. And then after that, I decided to spread around the love a little bit. But you can see here, we have some tears going on, but that's just the actual material itself, the plate material. And the same is going to be true here. If you look at the back, these are just impressions from the bullet hitting the dirt and stretching out. But I don't see any actual pass-throughs. Let me rip it apart and make sure. Nope. Looks like we had one. Yeah, we did. And that's just a bunch of bullets hitting the same spot right there. So you guys could probably see that right in there. But the rest of them, yeah, they're just stretched out. It's not actual pass-throughs. So that's a lot of rounds to stop. When I was putting the armor back in the vest, a bunch of bullets came out, which I thought you guys might think is kind of cool. I think that one's Full Metal Jacket. I think that one might be a 38 Special. And then one of the 9mm, you can see there, barely even deformed at all with Full Metal Jacket. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of bullets in there for sure. Now we're gonna shoot it with some M193. We have the shortest barrel I have out here today, which is 10.3 inch. This is a Geissele upper for anybody wondering. And it's 1,000% not rated for this. The real question is, will these go through the first layer, about 8 inches of dirt, and then the back layer? We'll find out. Either way, for those new here wondering why we do this, we always kill armor. Additionally, it's to show why, in this particular example, you would want to insert plates if you're facing a threat that's not just pistol rounds or shotgun rounds. Let's check it out. One thing you may have noticed during that slow-mo that you just watched is that, unlike with the pistol rounds, the armor didn't even move. That just means the bullets are going through so fast that it's offering very little, if any, resistance. And once again, we put them all right in one spot, which is very, very difficult for armor to stop. We have those 3 holes there, and then we pull it out, you will see that we have 3 holes going all the way through. I will tell you, it doesn't look like it went through all of the actual dirt, though, which is interesting. when I was just putting the armor back in for this closing shot, I was thinking how crazy it was that really the vast majority of this front panel, even with all those impacts, would still stop the vast majority of pistol rounds out there. Again, one got through. I don't recommend standing still while someone is firing a select fire submachine gun at you from 12 feet. It's probably not recommended, but it stopped the vast majority of them, as you guys saw. But you guys are probably wondering as well, some other details. Like we said, it's all American made here. I believe it's all made in Miami, and it is NIJ certified. So for a lot of departments, that's mandatory. And with that, this comes in right now at $499. So if you look around at competitive offerings that are both, again, American made and NIJ certified, it's pretty price competitive with what's out there. And obviously it lived up to its rating just fine. Stopped those 10 millimeters that were going 1,360 feet per second or whatever the case may be. I guess my 10 millimeter didn't like it either. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it had a malfunction. Probably doesn't like that hot load. Regardless, that is the price point on them. Of course, there will be a link down below in the video description if anybody's looking to pick them up. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can post down below in the comments or over at my social media pages that you see right here. And if you guys like this type of video and you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of these videos here on the channel. It is a very common thing to destroy armor. It's kind of what we do. So hit the subscribe button if you've done that, and you've also hit the notification bell. Make sure you're signed up for my email here that you see. If you're not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, that means YouTube is censoring your eyes from my content. And the email here will just go out at most once a month, and it has all of the videos since the previous email went out. So that way there's no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content. Additionally, if this goes on sale, codes, any of the other stuff that we use throughout the video, guns, gear related, goes on sale, we'll send it out in our daily deals email, as the name implies. That goes out every day, and it's got 6 or 7 of the best deals that we find around the internet, and it saves you guys some time because you don't have to do the looking, and saves you some money because if it's in that email, it's the cheapest that I know of on that date at that time anywhere on the internet. That is how it works. Nothing goes in there if that's not the case. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. Look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.